Are you going? Okay. Yeah. Okay, everybody. This is Jason from Cosplay and Cosplayers. I have another two lovely gentlemen. Victims, gentlemen, whatever. Alrighty. Why don't you both start off with giving us your name and the reason why you chose these cosplays out of the ocean of others that you have available.
I'm Riku from Canada and Sea Cosplay, and I chose Alphonse Elric from Conqueror Shambhala because Alphonse is my dream cosplay. I've wanted to be Alphonse since I first saw Full Metal Alchemist when it first aired in the US. And I loved it so much that I ended up looking for the Japanese episodes before the rest of the English dub came out. And I ended up loving the sub way more than the English dub in the first place. And so I dreamed and dreamed and dreamed for years that I wanted to be Alphonse. And when one of my friends was like, hey, I want to be Edward Elric, I was like, I will make your costume if you buy extra materials so I can be Alphonse for you. And that's what happened. So I ended up becoming Alphonse Elric, and I made this costume.
Yep. Alright. My name is Yiran Ted Chang. My various nicknames include YT Chang. I'm also known as Ted. I'm cosplaying as Roy Mustang. I'm actually I'm locally based here, just like I've lived here for a long time. I actually did not get introduced to Fullmetal Alchemist until literally 6 months ago. And that actually was basically resulted in a binge watch of like the entire series, 2003, and also Brotherhood. And like the whole time I was watching it, I mean, the one character I practically related to was Roy Mustang. I mean, I have the Flame Alchemist glove and everything. Like this jacket was pre-ordered, but then I actually made the final customization done the last 2 days before the con. And yeah, I mean, I love Mustang because like he's literally like he differs between chaotic neutral, but also like, you know, he has like the ability to create chaos, but at the same time he's lawful good at the same time. I love his relationship with Hughes. Like that will always be like probably one of the sad moments for me, like when he loses his best friend, the guy who got him through a terrible war, and like the attitude and the emotional state that he pretty much goes through. Like I relate to that a lot. Like Mustang is definitely like one of the few characters that I practically look like. I have a habit of only dressing up as characters that I have similar features like to, but just like I relate to him like a lot, just because like if I had to be in like a specific anime or a series like as a character, I'd love to be like one of them would be Mustang. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alrighty. Big question I've been asking, especially with my previous channel and this one here. What draws you to a particular character? What's basically the character points or the feels that the character pulls on you? What draws you to do those cosplays?
I think for me, I have to like their personality a lot. Like Alphonse, he's such a precious cinnamon roll. You can't help but like him. I don't think I know anybody that hates Alphonse. So when I was thinking of the series and what character I wanted to be, the one that spoke to me most was Alphonse. But I also do other characters that aren't cinnamon rolls, and it just really, the character has to call to me some way.
Yeah, I mean, like, it depends on personality. I mean, I'm a big fan of backstories. Like, if the backstory, like, that's later revealed in the middle of the series, like, gets me hooked, it's just, like, it's pretty cool. I mean, I know that Mustang, in particular, he's got a good relationship with Hawkeye, and that's the sort of relationship I actually have with a lot of friends. Like, not the kind of, it's like very professional. Like, these are people I actually can trust, even if like we're not military or we're not like, you know, in a situation where we have to protect each other. But we know, like, just deep down, like, if it was necessary, we actually have like the friendship and also like the motivation that we know that these are like the friends that you go to help. And Mustang like really has that, like, you know, that connection to Hawkeye, like Hughes, Havoc, Armstrong, like all the other alchemists, and it's pretty cool. Like I think like what drew me to him specifically was the fact that, like, you know, he just like set himself apart pretty much like from most of the characters I've seen. I mean, like I think it was pretty much his attitude that like attracted like my attention to him specifically. So
Okay. Now, usually when I do these interviews, I got a big finishing 3. First one. Purchase or make cosplay? What would be your preference?
It actually depends on the costume. I like doing a mix of both if I can. Like, making things from scratch is really, really amazing, and a lot of people can do it really well, but if I can save my family and my cosplay group, I make costumes. I have made 30 costumes in a single month before one con before. I would rather have them buy the basic, like, shirt that I have to alter into this crazy thing from Goodwill and transmute it into something amazing than try and make 30 shirts from scratch. So I like bot cosplay if there's no other way to get it except for somebody with a skill level higher than mine to make it for me. I will buy pieces like accessories and things like that, and I will not feel ashamed for it. I like alteration cosplay. Transmuting something into something else is always fun. And I also do like making things from scratch, like the costume I'll be wearing to the Kumoricon prom tonight. I actually made completely from scratch, except for the tails and the Nekomimi base ears. I made the covers and I made the costume. I'll be Yoko Kurama. Can you wait until after our interview? I'll be happy to get a picture with you afterwards.
1 second. Oh, yeah, it's fine, fans. For me, I think the nice like both. I like that both options are there. I mean, I know for a fact that like the pants I'm wearing were definitely ordered. Just because I'm terrible at sewing and stuff like that. But the actual, you can't see it right now, but I'm actually wearing like the half coat drape, like that kind of like goes down like beneath the jacket.
You could stand up a little and show
Yeah, I mean, like this is like this was actually like a tarp that I actually cut in half, and I cut it to pieces. I sized it up and I had it embroidered with the silver that you'll see the silver that you see here on the jacket. And that was fun to do. I mean, it saved me probably like at least $50 instead of like buying it, like whole thing. I know this one was both half made and also half paid. I pretty much bought the jacket, I cut it, and then like designed it like the way I did. I kind of like that both options are out there. I mean, I would like to just like pay money, like pay somebody who actually made the whole thing. But the problem is, like, the obviously con of that is that it might not be the right size, or like what ends up happening is like it does come in the right size, or it just didn't come out the way I expected it, and I have to end up changing it anyway. But I don't really have the skills to like I'm not like, there are plenty of more people that are dedicated to like prop making, costume making more than I am. So I mean, if like I'm a simple costume maker, not like completely dedicated, but I love like the enthusiasm that people get when they make them themselves. But sometimes paying for parts of it or the whole thing, sometimes that's me in a sense.
Basically, there's no shame in buying it if you need to, or just buying parts of it and altering it as needed.
Yeah.
All right, next on the big 3. Right now, what is your biggest guilty pleasure? It could be show, manga, anime. What's the one thing you could sit down and spend hours doing and you don't care what's going on in the rest of the world?
Playing the Final Fantasy 15 demo.
That's a good choice, yeah.
Are you Colonel Mustard? Mustang?
Yes.
Can I have some of your fire, please?
My flint's a little out, but there you go.
You're welcome, Natsu.
Anyway,
And that happens a lot.
Yeah, that happens a lot. But yeah, I mean, pretty much for me, it's video gaming, it's writing stories. I'm a science fiction author. I like creating futuristic worlds for readers to enjoy, and yeah, I mean, anime, TV shows, movies, like that gives me inspiration, because like I don't want to rip off like stories, but I get inspirations for like certain character backstories, and also like these are people that like we all can relate to. Like I'm assuming that's why we're all here at con, because we're here because we all get drawn together because of one specific theme, and my guilty pleasure is just like when I have nothing to do, just watch TV, turn on the TV, put something on.
Even when I have things to do, Final Fantasy eats my soul. No, the actual game comes out the day before my birthday, and my best friend is already like, I've got your crack here, I pre-ordered it, and I'm like, it's not crack, it's a video game. For you, it might as well be.
All right, and the final on the big three. Normally, I do gaming info, so I have to ask this, because if I don't, the gamers will kill me. Console or PC?
I am actually both.
Both!
Because, I actually never knew that there was a console or PC war. I literally, like, my dad and my older brother, they grew up with, my dad worked for Intel, so we got, like, Intel processors in our computers. Like, my brother was the one who got our family into, like, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. Pretty much every console that we have, like, comes from my family. So, like, it's not a question of like which one I prefer. It's just that I have it. So, I'm really indecisive, so I can't really choose. Like you have like people from the PC Master Race like join us. I have like everyone from the console clans are just like, it's like, which do you prefer? And I'm just glad I can play video games. Sorry, it's not like a satisfying answer, but it is what it is.
My answer's definitely both, because there are some games you can only get on PC, and there are some games you can only get on console. And if I had to choose between them, I just wouldn't. I every time my computer breaks, I get a new one. Every time my console breaks, I get a new one. Every time a new console comes out, I look at the games that are available and I go, if there's at least one game that I really want, I will buy the console. For instance, Phantasy Star Universe was a game that was only released on console and PC, and they killed the PC version, and it was only on Xbox after that, so we bought an Xbox 360 so we could keep playing it, and then when the servers went down completely, it moved back to the only way you could play it now is on a private server on the PC. So I'm glad I'm into both.
Yeah, both are great outlets.
Okay, I got one more question for you guys. By any chance, are you guys fans of the Fallout series? And if you are, what is your opinion on PlayStation 4 killing the mods for Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 before they were supposed to come out?
I own Fallout 1 because I wanted to give the series a chance, but I think that killing the modding community for any game is actually a terrible choice on the part of developers.
That's like eliminating just like people's abilities to like create. I mean, I know that like for cosplaying and stuff like that, this is literally like people who into computers, and they're actually good at programming and also creating like versions of like the game that we can enjoy. I mean, getting rid of those would just be like, I feel like, like I can't speak for anybody because I don't really know much about Fallout, but I mean, yeah, a lot of people would definitely probably be outraged like that happening. So
for example, Skyrim on the PC is considered one of the greatest games. Even I go back and I download mods and I play it over and over and over again, and it wouldn't have nearly so much replayability if it weren't for the fact that the modding community itself is so prolific.
Well, no, what I was saying, I'm sorry if I seemed a little mixed up. Yeah. Bethesda, who creates the Fallout series, decided that they were going to offer mods not just for PC, but also for console systems as well. And then before they released it out for all the consoles, PlayStation basically gave all of their users the bird on that option for Fallout 4.
Okay, that's just not... that's
to make
not
that
fine.
decision is, even from like one console setting, that's, I don't know, that's very restricting actually.
I think that's actually going to have more people going away from PlayStation 4 for that game and going to other systems. So it's possible PlayStation might not get another Fallout opportunity.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Well, thank you for you guys' time. I appreciate it. Care to give us a little bit of where they can find you online if they want to look up for some more information or see
I
what?
mean, I'm actually I'm a local person right now, so I mean, don't really have much standing online or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, like my Facebook is just really simple: Ted Chang, TEDCHENG. Yeah, and also like I also premiered actually my first sci-fi novel like a couple of days ago. So my name is YT Chang. My first novel ever, which is pretty awesome, is called The Human Inside. And yeah, if you guys are interested in like a post-dystopian futuristic Earth setting where my characters pretty much are cybernetically enhanced teens that work to save the world, that's pretty much like the basic summary of it. Like, I'm at Komoricon right now, so I'm not actually in author mode to like share what that's all about. But yeah, there's that for me, and yeah, that's pretty much one way to find me.
I'm a part of a cosplay group called Cannot Unsee Cosplay. You can find us at our fan page on Facebook, Cannot Unsee Cosplay Facebook. My personal Facebook fan page is Sexy Riku Cosplay.
Oh, that'll do it. Ratings just went up.
That's because I cosplay Riku from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
I'm grateful my old roommates are not here. I'd be a dead man. But thank you both for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you for your time, and it was a pleasure meeting all of you on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you.